Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to teach how to make the complete tutorial of Laravel and Vuejs. So let's see how to work with the RESTful API with Laravel and Vue.js. First, what I am going to do is first I am going to create the Laravel 9 project. First, we have to install it. So how to install it in your machine is you have to go to the Laravel official website. Type on the Google Laravel. This is the official website. Click on here. It goes to the respective website. So this is the official website of Laravel, right? So what I'm going to do is here we have to type get started. Here you have to go to the installation. This is the installation. So here you have to installation. What is the operation you have? You have to select the particular operating system. So I have a Windows. So I just click on the Windows, right? So if you click Windows, so here this is the documentation explain how to install the Laravel programming into your Windows machine. So you can see here, right? So here this is simple command here, right? Okay, before that you have to install the composer, right? How to install the composer you already studied, right? Okay, no problem. So I'm going to install via the composer. So here this is the composer. This is a simple way you have to create the composer, create project. This is a predefined keywords, right? Laravel. Here you have to. This is your. You can change your name as your project, right? So I just copy this one. Control C to copy. I'm going to go to my E drive. This is my E drive. So I'm going to create the project, right? So E drive. I'm going to create the project. Uh, project as. Here I'm going to create the project as school office. I'm going to create the office. Whatever, this is a folder. I'm going to create the folder which is office. So you can create any name of the folder. I just create the folder name as office. Here I'm going to inside the folder I'm going to create my projects, right? So you have inside the project bar you can see it's my, if you open the folder you can get this address bar. You type here cmd. Here you have to copy. Here inside this folder I'm going to install my Laravel projects. Okay, so how to install, this is the command which you are going to run in your machine. Copy it back to your cmd. Here paste it. You can see here this command. You will be able to here change your name of the app. I'm going to change the app as office app. Okay, press enter key on your keyboard. You have to wait until your projects get installed. Okay, here your Laravel 9 project is, it will be installed. This is the latest version of Laravel. You have to wait until the installation completed. Now your Laravel project has been installed successfully. Here created successfully. You have to get this success message. Info application, all the things are success. Okay. Okay, here all things are success without any failure. Now if you go to the your folder, you can see here inside the folder, here there will be the inside the folder, there will be another folder created. Office app. This is the project name I have given. So instead of that, you can give, this is the backend application Laravel. So you have to give as a office backend. Okay, this is the industrial experience. You have to call like this Laravel slash office backend. A backend. Okay, right. Now here this is a separate folder we have created. This is a backend. This all things are related to the backend operations. Okay, double click and open it. Here double click. Here have to type cmd. Here if you are not installed the Vue, if you are not installed the VS Code editor, you must install the VS Code editor. Okay, Visual Code editor, Visual Code. This is the full mean, Visual Code editor. Okay, you have to go and download them and install your machine. This is a professional editor to write the PHP codes, right? Now let's back to our project window, right? Okay, I already installed. After install, type you go to your project. Okay, this is your project folder. Double click and open it. Here inside the project, you can see here is a project directory, cmd. You have to open this all the folder into your VS Code editor. You just type on this command. If you type this command, code space dot, press enter key, this all your folder will be open on the VS Code editor, right here. Yes, it's just author, right? So all things are installed, open into your folder, right? Okay, now we'll test it whether it's working fine or not. What I did here is, here we have to close all this command prompt. All things I open it, so I just close it all. Okay, right. We keep only one command prompt, right? This is installation, right? Okay, now here we have to run the application. We have to run it here, terminal. Here there will be the terminal window, new. You have to run here. Otherwise, here you have command prompt. Okay, here also, now you are in the office folder. Okay, now inside the office folder, how to run it? You have to go, you have to access this folder. How to access this folder? To type on this command cd office app. Press enter key. Now you are in which folder? Inside this folder. Right now you will be able to run the command. This is the simple way you have run it. Okay, otherwise you will be run it here or here, the same thing, but I am running here. It's simple. Okay, so PHP artisan, you write PHP artisan serve. You write like this here. Press enter key. It generate all the ports and all you will be running. Okay, otherwise if it is easy for you all, so you have to go here. You have to run it on here simply. Here PHP artisan serve. Press enter key. Now here port is generated. I just copy this port, go here and paste it over here. Sorry, this is not this one. Okay, rid of these lines. Okay, this right now you can see whether it's working fine or not. Your Laravel application is working fine or not. Here it is success. Okay, this is the latest version. It's installed successfully. Right, perfect. After that, what you are going to do here is we have to make the simple form step by step. Let's see how to do the step by step. Right now, what I'm going to do is here. First, I'm going to go to my, if you are not going to watch my blogs, tutors funny blog, you just go and watch it. My Laravel 9, you will be getting the updates. We have a, if you want to Laravel 8, you will be, there will be the option Laravel 8. Here, Laravel 9. Okay, you have a option here, Laravel Crud. Okay, here, let's go to read more. You can see here how to develop the Crud system. I will be step by step, I will be attach the video tutorial, you will be able to see. Okay, so the same thing. Here we have create the project. I already saw. After that, what you are going to do is after create the project, you have to configure the database. Okay, database configure is must. Okay, so you must install the XAMPP server in your machine. If you are not installed, you must install the XAMPP in your machine. Okay, you have to go to the XAMPP. Okay, this is the Apache. You have to install this in your machine. Right, I already installed. After install, you have to open it up. So here this one, right? Here I already open it. I install and open the software right like this. Okay, after open, it will be start. You click these both buttons, start. After that, it will be changed as stop. Okay, the port, all the things are generated successfully here. Okay, then if this two ports are running success, your application is running, right? So after that, if it is running, you go to the simply you have to go to the localhost. You simply type on the address bar localhost / my php mynb. Type and enter. You are getting this screen. Now here this screen, I'm going to create a new database. New, simply you have to create the database here, office. Whatever name you can give the create the database. Okay, I have I just the example purpose I'm going to create as office. Right. My database has been created successfully. Then that is the things you have to do. After that, if the database creation successfully, you back to your Laravel project again here. Here now what I'm going to do is, now your server is running already. I just control C. Here is telling if you want to stop the server, it will be telling press control plus C to stop the server. So control key, hold on the control key down and press C on your keyboard. Your server is stopped. Now you will be able to, it will be allowed to type the command to create the database and all, right? So now my database has been created successfully. Now I want to create the tables. So tables we have created in here. Here after create the database, what the documentation said, change the env file, you have to give the name of the database, right? So the follow, you have to go through the project along with the documentation, then only you have to learn, right? So where's the env file? Here is a env file. You click on the env file. What's the database you have created? You go and see office. So back to your project. This is your project. You can see there will be the section which is a MySQL configuration section is there. DB connection, MySQL, this is the host, this is the port, this is the database name, root, all the things are there. Here I'm going to change the DB database name as you have created the database name is office. You already created office. That's it. That's the thing you have to do. But that's the thing we have to do, right? Okay. You just save all. Right now you have created the database, right? After that, after done the stuff, what you're going to do is go back to my document. It's simple. If you go through the documentation, our thing is simple. Right here, it's working. After that, you have a table creation. You create the database. What is the database have? Database have a tables, right? Database have a tables, right? So how to create the table? You can type this command: PHP artisan make migrate create your table name. Here I'm going to mention as students. You would create the table name. What is the table name here? Right now I just copy this one. Right, back to my project. Here I'm going to you have to paste it over here. Right, I'm going to change this one as a, instead of the students, I'm going to change as employees. Okay, you have type S. Don't forget this one. S is must. Right, this is the professional way to get the step. Right, if I type this take too much of time to complete. That's why I just copy and paste it. Okay, don't think me as wrong. So here PHP, your type space artisan space make colon migration space create create here after the tables employee means a table name, whatever table name you can give here. Okay, this one only you have to change the name of the table. Okay, the other things are all the predefined Laravel keywords, right? You don't change this one, this all things. It never work. Only you have to change it. You have to give the table name only, right? After that, press enter key. Now you can see created migration. Now, if you get this info command, your table has been created. Migrated means your table has been created. Okay, we can find them. Go and see where's your database folder. Inside the database folder, we have a tables, employee tables. You click and drag it. If you click this arrow here, you can see here there will be the three different folders are there. Okay, factories, migration, seeders. You go inside the migration folder. Inside the migration folder, we have a create employee table. Click on this. Right. Click on here. You can see this is the auto-generated ID and times. This is defaultly created. If you are type this command, php artisan migrate create employee table. This is a default table. It has been created in Laravel. Here you have to here you have to declare your table fields. What are the fields you need? Okay, so right. So how to define the table fields? So here simply I have typed this one. I'm going to type all things as string. So you type this to all things, right? So I just copy and paste it over here. Okay, right? So how to type and sign table. Okay, table. Name is a string, data type string. So this is not a arrow. This is you have double single quotation. You type the single quotation like this, right? This is it will be generate this one. This is not this one. Single quotation. After that you have type like this. Okay, if you want to type and show you here, sign table. It will be here arrow key arrow string. Okay, you have to write the address. Second thing is address. The address. Employee name, so address and mobile. Okay, mobile also I have to paste it. Okay, this is three columns are there, right? This all are single quotation. Okay, right. Okay, right. Now we have created three columns, right? Along with the ID. ID will be the auto increment, right? Okay. So you can see the up function and down function this are there. If you have to delete drop the table, you have to call the drop function, right? So here I'm going to create the table. So this one. Okay, so how to create the table? If you are type table never created, okay, we have to run the migrate command. So how to run the migrate command? Here every step is there. Okay, here table creation. How to type the migrate command? Here type PHP artisan migrate. Your table has been created. So here type PHP artisan migrate. Press enter key. You can see here table is creating. Okay, here employee here creating. Now you go and check in your database table whether it's creating or not. Here at the moment is not table is found, and at the moment only your database is name is there, but inside your database nothing. It's an empty database you have. Now you have created. Now if you refresh it and check here, now you have this following table has been created. Okay, here employees, all the things are created, but it's empty. Right. Now what I'm going to do is this all the things are created successfully. Now back to my documentation. Now I'm going to create the controller. Okay, now we have created the database and table. After that we have to controller. Okay, so first we have to create the controller. How to create the controller? You have to run this command php artisan make controller. Here at the first time how to create the migration part, the same thing. Okay, if you have learned this one, the same thing you have to php right here php artisan make migration created, the same thing. You have to change as php artisan make. This time we have to write a controller. How to create the controller? php artisan make colon controller name. You have to resources. Okay, at this time we no need the resources keyword, right? Resources mean we no need to I'm not going to only we have to view the records only. I'm telling. So I'm going. This time I'm not doing. So here just copy this. I don't want to the restful resource controller. I need a simple controller. Okay. So I just copy this one. PHP artisan make controller, only the controller name. So here let's back here. Paste it over here. Here I'm going to get the controllers. Which controller I'm going to create it? Okay, which table I'm going to create? Employee table. So based on the employee table, you have to create a controller as an employee controller. Press enter key. Now you can see the success message. Your employee controller has been created successfully. That's it. Okay, PHP artisan make controller. Right. This is not resource controller mean it is generated the complete CRUD. Okay. So here it's a basic. We will do it in later on. Okay, how to create a RESTful controller, resources controller. Now you learn without resource control. Okay, you have to create employee. Okay, so empty controller has been created. You can check whether controller has been created or not. Go to the app folder, and inside the app folder there will be the folder which is a HTTP folder. Inside the HTTP folder there will be the folder which is a controllers folder. Inside the controller folder there will be the page name which is a employee controller.php. Right, if you click on this one, you can see here. Right, it's an empty page. Right. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is, okay, if it is a resource controller, it will be generate all the methods, right? Here functions. So here it is an empty controller, it will be empty, right? We want to generate it. Okay, don't worry about that, we'll see how to generate, right? So here the same command, the index function will be run. We copy this one, index function, paste it over here. How to create the function? PH public function index. This is index function I have created. You can give name whatever you want. Okay, I give the index. It's a professional one. Public function index. Start the function and close the function. Here I'm going to load the data from the database. We have to load the data from the database, right? So how to load the database data from the database? You have to give here as right here. What is the table you have to create? Context table, employees table you have to create, right? So what I'm going to do is after that we have to create the models, right? So how to create the model? Before that we have to create the models. Okay, it's a model. The model command create is this one. PHP artisan, the same thing. PHP artisan controller, this controller name. Okay. If it is a model, PHP artisan make model, this is a model name. Model name is, copy this one, simply paste it over here. Sorry, not control. This one, copy it, paste it over here. Here we have to change this one as employee. Press enter key. Yeah, employee model has been created. You can check here the model, inside the model. Employee models, they are here. Here I'm going to create the all the fields. Right, before the controller creation, we have to, because the data is coming from the database via other models. So first you have to, after controller has been created, okay, after that you have to go to and create the models, right? Okay, so models. So how to create the models, what are the fields are there, all things I have mentioned. So here, the simple way, this all things I have written, you just copy it, you have to paste it. Okay, don't worry, this all the source code I provide you, but you have to understand the step-by-step process. This is how the model view architecture in PHP works, right? So the table, what's the table you have created? You have to mention table's name. What's the table name? You have to create the table name. What's the table name? Employees is a table name. You have to create the employees. It has ID primary. You can see the primary ID. You have to go to the structure. You can see the primary ID is a primary is set. These are the fields. Okay, this is created by the Laravel. We don't need them. These fields: name, address, mobile. So here name, copy this one. Name, address, they are mobile. Three things I have already I give. Okay, these three. Okay, things are there. So here, what's the fields are we are giving? Okay, ID, name, address, mobile. Right, perfect. Perfect. This is the thing we have to do. Right. Your model has been created successfully. Right. Let's save out. Right. The model has been created successfully here. You can see here the table or the table values you are passing. Right. So name, address, and mobile. Right. Now let's back to our controller. Controller is reside on the HTTP controllers employee controller. Getting the data, this all the data, right? Here we don't have any data yet. Okay, if the data is available, all the data, it will be loaded coming to model and loaded to the controller. So how to load the controller? We have to change this one as a employees. Employees. What's the model name? Employee. So model name employee. If you type all the data, all the data will be loaded and passing to here, and it is passing this variable. This variable you are call it as a JSON format. So this one is a return view. We don't need this one. Instead of that, you type this one as a JSON format, right? JSON format, you have to write it as a JSON form. This is a format. You have to write like this: return response arrow JSON context. Sorry, employees. Okay, this all the employee information is loaded and passed in the controller. Here it is assigning to this variable assigning here. It's loaded as a JSON format. This is the things we have to write. Perfect. Okay, now this one, after that we have to study with the routes. Okay, now here we have done the models part and controllers part. Now we have to do the resources part, not the views. It's we have to do the routes part. Inside the routes, if you type the particular URL, how it works, right? In our, we already done the Laravel Crud system using web API. So this, sorry, web.php. Here we have to connect with the routes. Instead of that, this is the API access. So go to the file which is the api.php. Okay, this is all the things that we maintained by the same file. We have to write like this. The same thing you have to write in the API. Okay, right? Wait, I'll tell you. Explain. Don't worry about that. The same thing, right? Okay. These three things I have put it right. So here, first you have to mention your route is where. Sorry, your controller is where. It resides on the app folder. Use app folder inside the app for HTTP controllers. Your what is the controller name? Employee controller. You have to mention where your controller is reside. After that, you have to give the path. Okay, so routes is a get request. We have to get the data from the database. So it's a get request. Okay, so get request. you have to type employee. If you type employee, type employees. You type employees. I have to bring the data. If you type employees, it goes to the controller. You have to give the path app inside the app, HTTP controller. What is the controller? Contact controller. This is a contact controller class. It is access the action method inside the employee controller. This is not a contact controller, employee controller. So employee controller, it has an action method which is the index. You can go and check. This is employee controller. It has an action method which is the index action method. Okay, if you are calling the index action method of the employee controller. Okay, it's coming here. It's load the data from the model and passing the variable. This variable passing here, it's load the data. This is how it's the RESTful API works. Okay, right? That is the things we have to do it. Okay, right. Okay, so here first you have to give the path of the controller. So your path you have to give here as well. If you type the URL like this, employees, you are passing the information like this. Right. Now let's check whether it's working fine or not. Right. Now this goes to the, we have to run the Laravel project again. We have to run it. We have to run the page partition. So to run the project. It's running now here. This port, you have to copy this one. Go here, run it over here. Now it's running. Now slash, you type employees. Press enter key. Now what? So sorry, not employees. API slash employees. Employee, the models, app, HTTP controllers, app not found. Right. So okay. If the errors come, you have to understand that. What is the thing is, we have to, what you are telling, class app employee not found means the model is not found. Okay, your model you have to get, if you have called the model, but the path we didn't give. So how to give the path? Your model is reside on the app. Inside the app, there are the models, here employee model. So you write use amp slash models slash your employee. That's it. That's how we have to give the models. Save all. Now it will be voice, right? You are not this slash, not this slash. Perfect. That's it. Now let's, now if you type employees, now here it's blank. Why it's blank? So if you go here and check, there is no data is there. Now let's set the data, some data. Insert, go insert some name. John, address, India, mobile number, something. Dummy mobile number you have to give. Peter, address USA, add some mobile number. Go. Now we have two datas, right? You have to go to the browse button. You have two datas, right? Now if you go here, where's the API? Here's the API. If you refresh it, now here have a John, and now the API is working successfully. You can see the API is working successfully here. It's working successfully. The API is working successfully. Now my backend is working successfully. API is working successfully. Now this API we are passing to the our front-end application Vue.js. So let's back to our folder. This is my backend application. Here we have a separate folder which is a front-end. So how to create this one? So you have to type cmd, right? So first you have to install the Vue. Okay, so how to install it? Simply you have to install using this command npm install g Vue CLI. Right, use a CLI like this. Okay, you have to use like this command. Otherwise, so if you are run it dot, press enter key. Sorry, space. Okay, so you have to wait. So you are simply you are getting the command. Go to the Vue.js install. So type Vue.js install. You have to Vue.js installation CLI, you have to paste on this command. Copy and paste it on here. Okay, you have to paste it on here. It will be installed. You have to wait until the command process install. Now my backend is working successfully. API is working successfully. Now this web API we are passing to the our front end application Vue.js. So let's back to our folder. This is my backend application. Here we have a separate folder which is a front end. So I'll create this one. So you have to type cmd, right? So first you have to install the Vue. Okay, so how to install it? Simply you have to install using this command npm install g Vue CLI. Right, use a CLI like this. Okay, you have to use like this command. Otherwise, so if you are running dot, press enter key. Sorry, space. Okay, so you have to wait. So you are simply you're getting the command. Go to the Vue.js install. So type Vue.js install. You have to Vue.js installation CLI. You have to paste on this command. Copy and paste it on here. Okay, you have to paste it on here. It will be installed. You have to wait until the command process install. Right, now it installed successfully. Now I'm going to create the app. So you have to type this one Vue init webpack. Here I'm going to create the name of the app. So I'm going to create as my app. Simply I get my app. Press enter key on your keyboard. Otherwise you can type over here the front end. Okay, project name you can give any name. So I'm going to give the name office. Just give the office. For project description, if you want, you can give the project description. Author also you can give. Okay, name. Here you have to select as here runtime compiler. Press enter key. Install a Vue routes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Why? This one also why? Yes. Here you have to select as a standard. Press enter key. Yes. Here you have to select here. You have to use the arrow key on your keyboard. Okay. You have to press arrow key. Okay, on your keyboard. Here press below here this one. Karma this one. Okay, this one select and press enter key on your keyboard. Yes. Night watch. Yes. Press enter key. npm. Yes. Default selected. You have to wait until the dependency installation is completed. Now your project has been created successfully. Your project, you can check here whether it's created or not. If you get this success message, project installation finished, you can see here my app. It is my front end name. Okay, my app. You can see give here the front end is a back end. That is your wish. This is my front end application. This is a back end, right? So here you have to run it on CD. You have to type my app. This is my project, my app, my app. Press enter key. How to run the Vue.js. So npm run dev. Press enter key. Now your project is configuring and running. Okay, so it will be configuring in your machine. Now it will be running here. This is a port. Press Control C to copy this one. This is your front end application. Go over here, paste it on your browser address bar over here. Press enter key. Here it is successfully working. Okay, it is successfully working. Right? This is your welcome screen of the Vue.js. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up in my VS Code editor of a VS Vuejs, right? So this is my app. This is my project, Vuejs front end application. Here, type cmd. You have to configure into my VS Code editor, space code. It's open up. You can see it's open up. Now here, this is the folder structure of Vue.js. So you can see here this node modules are there, src. So index.html. This is the main file. Here it will be configured and running. This is that's why it's calling as a single page application. Vue.js is a single page application. Here there will be the div id app. It's calling the app. So where app is there, it's reside on the src. You can see the app.vue.js. it's configured the app and it will be loaded, right? So it here loaded, it's go to the index.js. This is an important file. This file, it will be the route configuration. Okay, it's first it will be set the route as, you can see hello world. What is the component you have set it? Hello world component, right? So the all the front end application has work as a component, right? So here where you can find the component, you can see the separate folder, it will be created in Vue.js, right? So it will be this inside the component, the welcome page is there. It's a hello view, hello world view. This is the home page is running, right? This is a home page is running. So here what I'm going to do is I just go to remove these things. This unordered list I'm going to remove it. Now control S to save. You can check the output here. The output is working fine. Right? This how its application is working. Right? This application is working. This how the application is working. Right? So here we have to run it this one. This is the styling part. Let's remove the styling part as well. We're going to save. Right? This how the Vue application is run. Okay? This how the Vue application is running. Right? So you can see. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to do I'm going to create a new component, right? So this one, that's how to create a new component. This one should be the component. So new. So this component I'm going to give the Crud, the Crud, view records, anything else, Crud. Otherwise, I'm going to create the component employee view, employee view. This is the component I'm going to create. Present key employee view. This component name is employee view. It's nothing else be there. Now what I'm going to do is here. I'm going to the routes. Here I'm going to set the route as well. So comma, copy this one and paste it over here. So here, if you come the request as employee emp view, if you type, if the request is come emp view, you type emp view, I'm going to generate the employee view. So you write this, the name is, you write the same name, employee view. The same thing, control C, copy, control V, paste the component, right? So we have to telling here components reside on where, inside the component folder, we have to name the component. So here also important this one. Copy and paste it over here. My component is the employee view. So you write employee, the same thing, employee name, say employee name. Right, that's it. Control S, save all. That's a new component. This is your new component, right? For your new component, this is the hello world program. You just copy and this same thing, control V to paste over here. Here I'm going to change the things as I just something. This one should be the employee view. Or change the name as employee view. This component is the employee view component. It's not allowable. Employee view. So component we name it as employee view. Right? Now let's check whether it's working fine or not. Right? So let's you have to save all. Go back over here. You have type which one? Employee view, emp view. I have, what's the name you have to give? Emp view. Here, what's the name you are typing? It will be producing the output. Employee here, it's view. What's the name you are typing? It is view. It's working. Now let's start the Bootstrap. So go to the Google and type Bootstrap implementation. Bootstrap implementation. So you can go here over here, get the Bootstrap files and paste there. So yeah, this is the CSS and JS are there. So this is CSS file. You just copy on that. Back to my project. You have to paste where you have to paste it. You have to go to the index.html. Inside the add tag, you have to paste that over here. That's it. That's the thing you have to do. You have to work, right? So after that, what you're going to do is, I need a one table. So Bootstrap table, then only we have to copy and paste the Bootstrap table. Go and type you have to type the Bootstrap table. go here, get one of this. I'm going to get this one. It's a beautiful one. I just copy this one, paste it over here, copy it back to my project, try to paste on this one inside the div tag, right? So let's save all and back to your browser and check what is the output will be. It's working, but the right, it's working now. It's working. The style is happening. Your work, your data is working, right? Now I want to call the RESTful API. So how to call it, right? So this one I'm going to name it as ID. Your change as this one should be the name. Not called as employee name. Employee name. This one should be our address. This one should be mobile. Sorry, NIC. That is mobile, no? Not NIC, mobile. They call it as mobile. That's it. Now what I'm going to do is this is the field you have changed it. Save all. You can check over here. It field has changed successfully the heading. Now in the data, I need only one. This one, these two things we don't need it. Only the one, right? So let's save. Control S to save. You check, right? Now here I'm going to do the loop, right? So here data you can check, right? So let's connect with the RESTful API. So what to do here is your application is running. Now let's open up this is my front-end application. So this here this is my front-end application folder, right? So here I'm going to open another command prompt here, because you can work with this terminal as well, but instead of that the front end, if I work with this one, it is working easy. Okay, so I work it is fast. So here I'm going to, if you access the RESTful API, you have to use it, you have to install the XOS. Okay, so you have to download them in XOS. You have to write install, you have to write npm install, right? So you have to type npm pm install XOS and this one Vue XOS, right? You have to copy npm install and this one, right? So type this one. Then only you will be access the RESTful API. Otherwise, you won't access the RESTful API if you are not install this dependencies. This all are called as dependency, because this is very must if you have installed these dependencies, right? Now it will be installing successfully. Now what I'm going to, now back to my project. This is my project. Now what I'm going to do is let's add this line. So here I'll be explaining, don't worry. First you have to call this array, result equal array. Here we are, the record is displayed, okay, inside this component, right? So here we have to create this one over here, define it over here, right? After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to write this code, created, and I'll be explained, don't worry. Don't worry about that, I'll be explaining it, okay? If I write it out, it's take too much of time to complete it, right? So I paste down, right? Okay. Right. Now what I'm going to do is here, just it's not this line, right? I'm going to go to this one. I'm on only this one also, right? Load task, right? Right. Now here employee load. I'm going to change this one as employee loads. Employee load. I'm going to create the function employee load. I'm going to call the function over here. It will be running, right? It take, right. Now what I'm going to do is this is the section. This is our template. This is the design section. This is our logic. Okay, if you write the codes only here, the two files are managed over here, right? So this export section, this employee is a name, it's a data. So here the result is displayed over here. Result you have to write like this. So here comma you have to write this one. It's a data after the data function. Okay, comma you have to write this. You have to create a separate function, created function. Inside the function we have to call this one, this methods. Okay, this we have to call this function. Okay, you can write it on here. If you are doing a separate one, it's a professional one. Okay, if you write as separate. So here comma, you have to write the methods colon, you have to start with and close it over here method. You have to start it and close it. Right here method is started, you can it is closed by here. Right now here we have to create a separate method employee load. It's open up and close it. Here we have to create a variable page. Okay, we have to load up the this API employees, right? So here this one we have to run our, we already our Vue application is running here. Okay, we are Vue application is running. Okay, so it is I already tested this support, right? So where it will be right. Okay, so here how to test the port here whether it's request is coming or not. So the same thing. But which is a API check this one, the same port, right? The we already test the this same port. We copy it and paste it over here. We already here the same port here. Port paste it over here. This URL. This URL coming here like a JSON format. It's go and produce the output as a Axios form. Before that, we have to write the Axios, right? So we have to write it as this like this. That called the Axios, right? So they import the stuff. Then only it will be work. Otherwise, the RESTful API is not working. Here inside the script, you have to import this one. Import, you write import Vue Axios this one, right? You have to this one you have to import it over here. Then only it will work. Otherwise, it won't work, right? Save all, right? That's the thing you have to do it, right? So the same code we have to pass the data into here inside the body, right? So what I'm going to do is test. Let's do the things. You just copy and paste it. I will be explaining. Don't worry. Here, right? We are test right this ID, right? Right here we have to name it as task, right? Okay, now what, now let's explain it, right? Now let's check whether it's working fine or not. Let's save all, go to our office. Here employee, the record is loaded successfully. Here it's loaded successfully, but we have one name address, right? Mobile, what's happened? Mobile is not working. Why, what's happened? Right, the mobile I am not writing here, it's your name as mobile. Now let's save and you can check. Now it's working. Now I'll be explaining, right? So here what I did here is, how we this write this code here is, first this is the default one. You have to inside this return, you have to call the result. After that comma, you have to create a separate function, right? This created function, right? This created function we have to call the method, this load method. Okay, after that comma, methods, inside the method we have to create the separate function employee load. Here what I did here is page where this is the API access. Your data, our API is here. My data is in this API. Okay, if you upload the server, you have to view the server port over here, right? XOCS got, you have to call this page, then data, you get the data, console.log, you can check the console.log. After this dot result dot data, you have to pass the data, it will be displayed. Okay, it's where it will be displayed. You are calling this get the data, it will be displayed one by one over here. ID, name, address, and mobile. Now you can check it whether it's coming or not here. Getting and check it how the data will be displayed. For the console, this is the VS code editor warnings, right? It's no problem. So you can check here this array. You can how the data is coming. You have to pass it this data is coming like this. Okay, you can pass it the name, mobile name, this name. You have to pass it out over here. The same name you have to pass it here. First you have to write tr, the for loop. You have to write the for loop in our VS Code editor. You have to write like this. V dash 4 equal task. You have to create the task in result, right? You have to result. Result means this result, which is this result. Okay, what are the records? It will be there. It is coming to this result. This result you have to pass in the task. Task.id, name, address, it is printed out. It's loop it. It's for loop. This is how we have to write the for loop. This result means this result. Okay, this result we have to, this function all the passing to this inside this result. That's why you have to empty. It is passing it. This result we have to call it over here, and we have to pass into the for loop. It one by one it will be displayed. How many record is there? It will be displayed and show the output here. I hope you guys you understood the API access Laravel with Vue.js. In next video I'll be teaching how to add the records into the database. Thank you for watching.